Hello, hello everybody. Okay, this is the big day. We're gonna do our violin and we are going to make it absolutely stunning, as if it's not stunning enough, just left the way it is. This is a violin that my friend Melba sent me, and I painted it white inside and out except for the bottom. I left the bottom the way it was because it's got this velvety stuff on the bottom. Now it's not super great because some of the white paint did spray underneath of it. I had two round lids to my paint cans actually holding it up off the ground or off the table when I sprayed it. So but we will make that look nice when it's all said and done. Okay, so I'm sorry, I just heard my dog cry, but she's in there with Jeff. I think she's okay. Yeah, I think she just maybe moved a wrong way and twisted her leg or something. Anyway, she's fine. Freaks me out when my dog cries because she never cries. Never, never, never cries. Nothing bothers her. Okay, I'm going to snip this real quick while I'm looking at it here. Right at the chain. I know you guys don't even know what this is for, but that's okay. I just want to clip this end piece off while I'm thinking about it. Okay. This is some beautiful chain that I got on Temu, and I'm glad I did get it before prices went, or excise tax went crazy with China stuff, because I won't be shopping on Temu for a little while because I can't afford it. I can't afford the fees. So anyway, I've got some beautiful, beautiful embellishments that we're going to be using on this violin, and I cannot wait to finish this. I am so excited. I'm so glad that I was looking for something else the other day when I came across it. I knew I had it and I knew I wanted to do it, but it had gotten, other things came before it and I just had almost forgotten. And I'm so, so glad I saw it, because now I'm super excited to be altering it and doing some pretty stuff with it. So I'm just kind of checking some things out right now that I want to use. But I do want it to be rather dainty and flowery, and I really want this to be a special piece. So I am going to be very careful with how I do everything, and we're going to make it beautiful. This is just a simple silver chain, but it's got these little silver flat pieces, you know, in between here, and they just kind of make it sparkle and shine. I'm hoping to have enough of this left over though, because I do have I want to use this on a necklace that I have that I want to make a little bit longer than it is now, and I just love this chain, so I think it would be really, really pretty with that necklace. So hoping to have enough. I'm sure I will. I'm not going to use a ton of it on here, but I did come up with a couple of ideas that I think I may or may not do, but part of it I know I'm going to do. So anyway, first things first, the first thing we are going to do is we are going to work with this chain, and we're going to put it, right now we're going to leave the lid on here because it'll make it easier for me to work with this, but we're going to put this chain all around this edge piece right here to kind of go into that decoration. So that's our first goal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Let's Resin, and I'm going to, let's see, how do I want to do this? I'm going to squeeze it out. I'm going to be very gentle here. I'm going to go all the way around right in this little groove here. Trying not to be too shaky and getting too much over the edges here. See, I'm a little bit shaky right now, you guys. Those last few days I have been terribly shaky, and it's not good. Oh, I got some over. I'm going to take a swab or something and kind of go over where I've gone off the edge there. I'm going to do this quickly here because it comes out really fast, and I'm just going to go for it. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to take, let's see, I don't have any of my swabs there. Well, here we're gonna do this. I'm gonna take a piece of paper towel here because I've got these nice long nails that I can work with. They can work in my favor, and I'm just gonna kind of go along here and get this excess off of there. And I had thought about using some decals on the top of this, but honestly, I just don't think I want to make it that flowery. I think I would end up going over the top with it if I did that, because we're putting a lot of these porcelain flowers on it. And I don't want a decal to take away from those flowers. So I decided not to do that. So here we go. And I'm just kind of taking the overflow off of here. The biggest spot was right here that I got the most kind of going over the edge. But I think I'm probably going to paint the top of this with resin once I'm done, so it'll be fine. Okay, so I think I'll start on this side, and we will just start laying this right on that groove. I want to get this one little silver bit here, starting it. Grab one of my little wooden helpers here. And I'm going to try and get this to lay in there just really nicely. Now this is hard because I have to hold on to this chain, and you know how your hands do. Especially if they shake, like mine are right now. They want to push and pull and make everything kind of go off kilter. But I'm trying to get those little silver pieces to lay upwards so that they shine. And then once I get this on here, I'm going to go to right there. I'm going to nip it right there. And then that side will be ready to straighten up. Okay, and it's actually laying in there pretty darn nice. If I do say so myself, I want to get that one to kind of go over so I can flip it. And it flipped back on its side. And this is probably the part that's going to take the longest right here, you guys. Because I'm going to be trying to really get this in here nicely. And then I'm just kind of pushing it up against the wall there. This part here, I want the little V part to really stand out and be the way it needs to be. Okay. Okay, and I think that side is sitting in there really, really nicely. So now we're going to start on the other side. And this has a little bit of extra chain, and I'm going to nip part of that off. It's such a thin, thin, thin chain that even my nippers are so big they don't really want to cut it. Okay, get back there. I need to make it nice and loose so that I can just kind of lay it down as I go. Just like that. And then it lays down really nicely. Okay. And that spot got that little, if the little flat, they're not beads, but that little flat part gets in that little V, you have to kind of, I'm finding you have to move it down and let just the chain try and settle in that part, because the chain can move a lot more easily than that little round thing, because it wants to sorry, I had to straighten that part out. It was twisted. Okay, you go right there, and chain, you go there. There we go. Okay. And just figure out where I need to nip it, which is about right there. And of course I dropped it right in where I can't grab it. Okay, there we go. Now if I can just straighten the chain out okay, we will be just fine. Okay, let's see, now we need to just get these little sections here where they're sitting in the right spot, just like that. Okay, that one's good. Pull this back. I think I could have left this piece just a tad bit longer because it's pulling as I'm pushing it to the edge there. Okay, I think we've got it. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lamp here, my top piece, and I'm going to set it right over the top of that and turn it on for just a couple of minutes and get that cured into that little crevice. I'm leaving this chain out because there's one more thing I'm thinking about doing with it, but I'm not positive that I am going to. let's get our resin away from the lamp. It's not going to go through that dark bottle, but it will kind of go through there. So you want to keep your resin away from your lamp as much as possible so that you're not curing that resin and making it thicker on the inside of the bottle. Put that on there and let that get cured a little bit too, so it doesn't get stuff all over the place. And that should be pretty good. I'm going to say that's going to hold that in there nicely so you can see. So that's what that looks like. Just adds that little bit of shine, and let me tell you, I think it's going to make all the difference in the world in the finished piece. So, okay, this is one of the bling pieces that I made, and I've been waiting for the perfect purple project to use it in, and I'm going to be using some purple in this. And what I want to do is I want to have this right here at the bottom side of the violin right there. And I think it's going to look gorgeous there. Initially, I had thought maybe I would put it, say, up here. And honestly, that is absolutely stunning as well. Now I'm kind of second guessing myself. Which place do I like it best? Well, we're going to hold it right there. We're not going to set it in place yet. So what I want to do is I want to see kind of how I'm going to do my flowers. And we're going to be using mostly purple and pink. So I'm just going to kind of try and set some flowers around here and see how I want them to go in there. And I was thinking I might use a little bit of blue and yellow in there as well. I'm just not sure yet. I would like, I would like to add a little bit of pink here with this, just to kind of make sure everything kind of meshes together. And let's see. Maybe a little pink and white one. Whoopsies. See, that's the hard thing when you're not putting it into place really. You just kind of want to look at everything. I think that looks pretty with just those two right there. And I don't have many white flowers at all because I'm a little disappointed. First time I've been disappointed with this Etsy seller, that she did not evenly distribute the colors of the flowers. I got a lot of purple and I got a lot of pink, especially in the small ones. I got almost no white in the small ones. I was so disappointed because I like the white. I would rather get more white than anything else because it breaks everything up and it's a neutral color. But I did not get that in this, so I just have to move on. Here's a blue one. Now, if I stick... Well, here's the thing. I need to not go too far down into here because also I need to put my flowers. I am covering the flowers that are already on here. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them I am covering with my porcelain flowers. Some of these I'll just let show up white. And that way I can get my white flowers, you know, to kind of break it up. Put one right there. Okay. I just don't want to go overboard. Here's a yellow one. Let's see what we think of the yellow being in there as well. I don't know. I don't think so. I think now with that, I'm going too many colors. So we will leave the yellow out. I do want to add some more rhinestones. Right in here. And I've got these and some of my littler ones like this. This is a smaller one. Like that. Look at how beautiful, you guys. Oh my goodness, I love it so much. Let's see, that white one is getting lost right there. I don't know why, but it is. Maybe that there, or maybe what I should do is put this one sort of between the two rhinestones there. Just slide in there nicely. There we go. And let's see. Maybe a little blue one right there. Or we'll pop that in right there. No, that's just not working for me. I'm going to probably have to start sort of gluing these on to get them to stay. Because they're not going to want to sit there, especially with my shaky hands. I can't get them down there quick enough in the right position. There we go. And then maybe have the blue sort of coming down. I don't know. I don't want to go crazy. I think maybe that kind of looks good right there. Maybe put one up in here. Or do we want to kind of go across? I need another blue. Oh boy. This is kind of where I end up getting messed up because I want to put so many flowers in that I end up overkill. And I'm starting to think maybe what I should do is put these flowers on this side and then have this on this side, and I think that will sort of make everything kind of look more flowy, and already I like it better. Okay, we are going to start gluing these down. That's just all there is to it. I can't play around here. Okay. This blue one is so pretty. I love the color of it. They come with this darker blue and this lighter blue, and the darker blue one is just so much more vibrant and just so beautiful. I think I'm going to put that one there. So the glue needs to go right about there. Okay, maybe over here. There we go. I like my flowers to kind of overlap like that. Those are overlapping very, very nicely. And then a pink one. Right over the top of that little tiny white one. Just like that. Pretty! And that's a good spot for another purple one. Oh, uh-oh. Let's see. I know I've got tweezers here somewhere. Maybe I can pick that off of there real quick. Yep. There we go. Okay, so those look really pretty. Oh my goodness, I love it. So far, I am very, very happy. I need to get a blue one down here as well, so I'm just going to pop that one right there. And let's see. There, and let's see, this pink one will fit probably very nicely right if I can grab a hold of it, right there, I think. Or I just realized I have this little white one that I definitely want to get in there, and I think that might be a better spot for the white one. Yeah. Okay, let me pull this guy out. We'll get the white one set. Right there. And now our blue one. And she's going to go right there. Right like that. Now I can see all of those flowers and they all look gorgeous. And I can kind of have some coming down a little bit. So this is a little bit different flower. So we like some different flowers in there, right? I wonder if I have any. There isn't one single small yellow flower in this whole bunch. Not one single small-sized yellow flower. I have lots of big ones, but no little ones. That is frustrating. So I kind of got shorted on the white and the yellow. I'm okay with the yellow only because I don't use that much yellow. But at the same time, I've been kind of enjoying adding some yellow into some of my projects. But here, I need something to kind of break up the colors. So I guess we'll go with purple right here. Right there, if I can get it set just like that. But see, now I've moved that white one in a way that I don't want it. There. Okay. like that little baby white one right there. Okay. And let's see. Thinking I might put a blue one there instead of the white one, because that little white one is getting lost right here, and the blue kind of pulls that blue together. I think we need blue right there. There we go. Whoopsies. Don't put yourself inside there. Okay, let's see. You go there. Not like that. Gotta lay on your side a little bit there. There you go. And let's take this little tiny blue one and see if we can get her to go into that little spot right there. Right like that. There we go. Okay, let me see what I've got in blue. I'm almost out of these flowers again, you guys. I just got them and I'm almost out of them. I'm going to go with the purple one right there. Okay, and then a little white one right there. Okay, and I kind of feel like that is good with the flowers. Actually, I'm almost forgetting. I forgot I have my rhinestones here that I want to put in here somewhere. Let's see. I've got my purple ones, and I'd like to add the purple colored rhinestones, or at least one. These are pretty. These are pink and purple, and those might fit right in there. That looks perfect right there. I just happened to see that open spot and I was like, uh-oh, there's a good place for you. And there's a pink one. And I don't think I'm going to go with the dark purple. Here's a light purple one. This one is very pretty. It's pink and purple. There. If I put those two right there, those go nicely. And then I can use a couple of my clear rhinestones. I've got, let's see. Sorry, you guys, I'm just trying to get a couple cut off here. Uh-oh. I'm always dropping stuff on the off the edges of my my board here, and I end up, sorry you guys, I'm trying to see if there's a piece that's going to stick out on that, and I guess not. There it is. I knew there was going to be one on there. Okay. But anyways, they fall underneath the board. So I've got a bunch of stuff underneath this. I'm just checking to see if maybe I need to go with a little different color right there. Ooh, that looks pretty there. That looks pretty there. Okay. Let's see. Maybe if I go with the small one here, it will go back further. The little V part of it. Put that one right there. There we go. That looks awesome. Okay, you guys, so here's what we are going to do. For right now, I definitely need one flower over there, and I'm going to go with a purple one, like that. Okay, we're going to take our resin here, and we are going to start drizzling, just leaving everything exactly where it's at, and we're just going to let this resin drizzle down. And I will be painting all of these flowers with resin to make them shiny. I want the shiny flowers on this one. Try not to let it all kind of drizzle down to the paper because we don't want that. I wish I had my pad underneath this right now. Okay, and I've got, let's see, I'll try and find a decent brush here that I can use. This one's soft at the tip, so I'm going to use this to kind of brush some of this resin around if it's kind of oozing out to get it off of there. Get that little glue string out of there. Right there. Okay. I'm just going to let that resin kind of go into that little design that's on the violin there. Go right here between these and these and let it just drizzle down. Oh, we've got to get these too. And I'm going to go right in behind this. Sorry guys, I had to do that because I have to get up under my little rhinestone piece here. But I need to make something happen pretty quick here because, oh my goodness gracious. I can't get it to sit there right for saving my life. that one's in there. Now let's see if we can get that one pushed back in there. Come on, you. Get in there. Let's get this out of here. Okay. For now, that's what we're going to do. We're going to grab our top and we're going to hover it over this guy. I think, yeah, it can sit right on top there. Just like that. And I'm giving that 5 minutes, so I'll be right back. Okay, so we got it out, but now the last thing we're going to do is we are going to brush the tops of these flowers with resin, and I'm just putting a couple of drops here and there that I can move around on the flowers and get them all nicely brushed. We don't want a bunch of clumpy resin there, so we don't want to put too much in there. Just enough to make them look like shiny china, you know, so that they'll be just beautiful. So we'll just gently go over this with our brush. Get all of the petals. This is a teeny tiny brush, probably smaller than what I need, but that's okay. I've already got resin on it, and so I don't want to get another brush covered in resin because it's a pain in the rear to clean the brushes. I mean, it's easy. It's fairly easy. They do come clean with a little bit of alcohol, and after that, you know, you soak them in alcohol for a while, and then after that, you just I like to use Dawn dish soap, and I put that all over my brushes and my hands because I have to do my hands quite frequently, and go over it with that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this as well. And I think as far as the bottom half of this, you guys, we're just leaving it alone. We're just going to leave that the way it is because there's nothing wrong with it. But we are going to shine up the top side of this as well. Okay. We might as well get these flowers as well, because I think they should shine the same way as the top ones. And they might actually look even prettier if they've got a little bit of shine. And then I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to put it over at my light, and I'm going to let the rest of this get cured. Oops, I touched the top of that. I'm just hoping, if I'm being honest with y'all, that I did not resin together any of these flowers that go between the lid and the bottom piece, and I have a feeling I did. I just realized that. I've got them going down and I drizzled resin between those, so hopefully I can get the resin cut between the two pieces. Wow, I can't even believe that I did that. Well, I can believe it, but you know what? I have not done that. I've done pretty well with not doing those sorts of things. Okay, I'm going to let this cure for a few minutes and I'll be right back, and I'm going to check that lid and see if it's glued together. Okay, so you guys are not going to believe this. Look at these flowers. How I have them right here between the lid and the bottom. Look at those flowers. I drizzled resin right in there. And look at this. Ha! Yay! I can sing. I don't know. God was watching over me on this one, boy, I gotta tell you. It's gonna be one of those delicate situations, though, putting the lid off and on, because those flowers are one's tucked under the other one, but that's okay. As long as that lid comes off, that's all I care about. I do have to cure it a little bit more around this handle, though, because I realized when I cured it, it really didn't cure the sides of that handle. So I want to do that, and I'll be right back. I just had to tell you guys, I was so excited. Okay, you guys, I've got 2 more pieces I'm going to add to this, and I pulled these out of my stash, and I think they add just... I wanted to put this on there really, really, really bad. This is just a little dangle that I made, and it's got these 2 little charms on it. One says lovely, and the other one said she believed she could, so she did. And I love them. They are so pretty together. One's on the heart, and the other one's a circle. But it just doesn't, there's nowhere to put it where a dangle thing doesn't work on here. But I did find I had made this little piece out of 3 of these little pieces that I got from my friend Robin. And I have a bag of these here, and I need to do something with them, and so I put 3 of them together, and I already had this made with the 3 leaves, and I had stuck it right in here, and I thought, wow, that just makes the whole thing pop. And then I added 1 gold pearl, the one that I cut off of my little doggy that I made earlier, and we are going to resin that in right here. And I'm going to try and do this so that we know we are not sticking together our pieces. Oh, it just dripped right there somewhere. I know I saw a drip come out. Oh well. So I'm going to put that right in there. And then this piece right here, this little gold piece right here, oops, is going to go, where did I decide? Oh my goodness, where did I decide you were going to go? Right there. Okay, so this one I'm just going to drizzle right over the top, right in that corner, and we're not going to let that drip. right there, because then we will glue our box lid on. And I want it to show. So let me just get it in exactly the right position right there. And we're going to put our light over this. And I think that's going to do it for this project, you guys. I will be going around the whole bottom piece and resining and making that, you know, match up to the top piece, but I really don't feel like I need to do that on camera, because you guys know all it is a matter of, you know, putting resin on a brush and brushing it on there and then putting it under the light. So that's not a very exciting part to watch, so that's all we're going to do. But let me get this on here just enough so that I can handle it without having things fall out. And voila! Look at our beautiful box, you guys. I am so excited about this. She is absolutely stunning. Now, another thing that I might do if I can find it is I'd really like to add some sort of antiquing to this, but I don't think I have anything to do that with, so I can't do it today on camera, but I would like to antique it up a little bit, and there are ways I can do that, but I'm going to have to play around with a few things first, and so I'm not going to do that on camera. So we're going to call this the finished item, and I may or may not do the antiquing to it. I don't want to ruin it. Absolutely do not want to ruin it. So is it worth it for me to antique it and possibly ruin it? I had set that right up there at one point. It actually looks kind of pretty on there because it adds that little touch of gold right there. I kind of really like it. I had it sitting over here somewhere too. Oh, I think I put it right there at one point. Looks pretty over there too. Just that little touch of gold just really pops. And it's just one little teeny tiny flower with a little gold brushed into it. It's a bead actually, but it does look pretty on there. Like that. It adds a little bit more blue in there. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to resin that in there just because I really like it. It looks very pretty. And I'll open it up for you one more time so you can look and see that the lid still comes off. Everything's good. And we are finished with our project. And I just love it, you guys. I love, love, love this box. I'm trying to think if there's anything I could do with it when I sell it to maybe put a few things on the inside. Like little things for my YouTube crafters that they might be able to use in a project. Sometimes those little things are pretty cool to have, so I'll have to look and see if I can come up with something cute to put on the inside. If not, maybe one of my finished pieces that's a small piece. I could I've got one of my little crosses here. One of these would be pretty to put on the inside as sort of the thank you gift. It could fit right in there. And there we go. Look at how pretty. I hope you guys liked this video. I loved doing this one. I really, really loved making this violin pop and look amazing. I think she's very pretty, and I'm just super excited about this one. I was excited to do it to begin with, and I'm even more excited now that it's finished. So I hope you guys are excited along with me and that you guys like it as much as I do. She is pretty, and I am very happy with the outcome. Let's get her a little closer so you guys can see all the flowers and the embellishments. And that's it, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. God bless each and every one of you. Please take care of yourselves and your families. Love them. Love yourself first. Be kind to people. We don't know what's going on in a person's life, so we need to remember to try and be kind and be generous. Give to those who need your help. And be safe, everybody. I love you all. Don't forget the thumbs up and the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.